Welcome to another episode of Top Comic Stories, where I share to you the most intriguing and interesting comic stories from both Marvel and DC Comics this week. So if you don't have the time to read comic books anymore, hopefully this short video would be enough to cover the best comic stories this week. Grab a snack, seat back, and enjoy.
This is why Deadpool and Wolverine's healing powers aren't the same. Deadpool and Wolverine might look like they have the exact same healing powers, but actually they're totally different and perfect for each of them. In Deadpool number 3, they explain that Deadpool's healing wasn't something he was born with like Wolverine's, but it was made just for him. The Skrulls tried to copy Deadpool's healing for their soldiers, but it didn't work out well and made them look really weird. Unlike Wolverine, whose healing makes him go back to normal, Deadpool's healing was made to fight his cancer, so it changed him into the Deadpool we all know.
Thanos' most disgusting act. Meet David. A random human Thanos chose to torture every year on his birthday. On his first birthday, Thanos stole his blanket. On his 5th birthday, Thanos killed his father. On his 16th birthday, Thanos texted her girlfriend so they'd break up. On his 21st birthday, he killed all his friends. On his 25th, Thanos burned down his school. On his 27th, David thought Thanos got him fired. But that was just bad luck, however. Thanos did kill his cat. On his 30th, Thanos missed David's birthday for the first time as the Avengers had defeated him. On his 31st birthday, David was excited to celebrate it. But surprise, surprise, Thanos is back. And to make up for missing his 30th birthday, Thanos did this. And finally, on his 45th birthday, David tried to explain to Thanos why he has endured this tortures all these years. But Thanos didn't care as he punches the pipe above him, so David's place got flooded. This is the new Justice League Traitor. Amanda Waller wants to take down DC's superheroes, but guess what? She managed to get one of the heroes to join her side. In Green Arrow number 8, Green Arrow seems to have been killed by his enemy Onomatopoeia. But surprise! Green Arrow is actually alive and pretending to be Onomatopoeia. He does this to figure out why Brick, a bad guy, sent Onomatopoeia after him. Brick confesses that he was testing Amanda Waller's offer to pay for catching superheroes. This makes Green Arrow wonder where his friend Arsenal is. Brick proudly says that Arsenal isn't Waller's captive. He's now working for her and taking down targets on her behalf. Deadpool kills the X-Men. After killing the Avengers, Deadpool proceeds to the next major Marvel group, the X-Men. Deadpool starts off by torturing Professor X into summoning the X-Men into their location. Cyclops, Emma, and Sam were killed when Cyclops unleashed an optic blast that ricocheted inside a ruby trap on his head. Colossus, Rogue, and Gambit were electrified to death. X-23 and Daken were burned to bones every time they tried to heal. Kitty Pryde found herself in an eternal mirror maze without an exit. Magneto died using a jellified acid. And finally, Deadpool uses a Cabinadium sword to weaken Wolverine's healing factor and finally beheads him. Spider-Man's new title cements his status as Marvel's top hero. Deadpool, Daredevil, and Herbie all said he is the best and now Captain America. Hero Day, or H-Day, was this big bad day when a supervillain from the MCU messed everything up everywhere. It made all the good guys, even heroes like Spider-Man, look bad. Lots of heroes like Spider-Man got hurt or worse that day. Captain America remembers finding Spider-Man all messed up, like with a stick through him. Spider-Man was trying so hard to say his own name before he died, but he couldn't quite get it out. Captain America instead says that Peter Parker is Spider-Man and tells him, "You're the best of us." Deadpool destroyed an Omega-level mutant's brain. Professor X allowed Deadpool to torture him into summoning the X-Men into their location, which was filled with traps set up by Deadpool after some of his beloved X-Men has been killed by Deadpool, and observing this killings in front of monitors that Deadpool has set up. Professor X finally had enough. It's time for him to flex his Omega-level mutant powers to put an end to Deadpool's killing spree once and for all. He will shut down Deadpool's mind. But after connecting with Deadpool's head, Professor X had a deep realization. He can't handle the truth inside Deadpool's head, that they are all fan fiction characters, which left him brain dead. DC's beloved Titan appears to be completely unkillable. Beast Boy, the hero everyone loves, showed that maybe he can't even be stopped by death. The Titans are in a rush to rescue everyone who got infected by Garro's spore. But while they're getting rid of these spores, Raven figures out that Beast Boy's mind is still hanging around in some of them. So the heroes gather up as many of these spores as they can and bring them back to the Titans tower. But even with all those spores, it's still not enough. Then they remember an arm that Gar lost in another fight. Turns out that arm is the missing piece they needed. Beast Boy comes back together, and he's got all his memories still there, just like before.
This is how Thor's hammer has a terrifying loophole. An enemy comes back to fight Miguel O'Hara, and this time, he has a strange way to use the powerful Stormbreaker weapon, even if he's worthy. In a Spider-Man comic, there's a bad guy named Terror who does something disturbing. He eats a good guy's heart to be able to use a powerful hammer called Stormbreaker. Normally, to use these hammers, you have to be a good and worthy person, but Terror finds a creepy way around it. This means Thor, who has a similar hammer, could lose his power if someone takes his heart out or give it to someone else, even if they're not good.
Thanos kills the Silver Surfer. In this timeline, Thanos rules as king, and he's wiped out everyone except Silver Surfer, all just to impress Death. But Thanos knows he can't take on Silver Surfer alone, so he sends Cosmic Ghost Rider to get a younger version of himself for help. Eventually, Silver Surfer shows up at Thanos' kingdom, but this isn't your usual Surfer. He's worthy of wielding Mjolnir. The three of them start fighting the fallen Surfer and his army, but things get tricky when the Hulk barges in, wanting Silver Surfer to end him. While Surfer is dealing with Bruce Banner, King Thanos suddenly attacks Surfer with his sword, chopping off his arm and then smashing his head into Mjolnir.
Deadpool atones for the sins he made. Deadpool discovers he was following the wrong Captain America, and while working for him, he made horrible acts under his command. But now that he's in the Avengers Unity Squad, he's starting to make things right. In Uncanny Avengers number 5, Deadpool gets a chance to make up for doing bad things because he was fooled by the fake one without knowing it. The fake Captain America comes back as Captain Krakoa, now working for Orcus. Deadpool steps in and helps save the real Captain America, which is a way Deadpool can pay back for the bad things he did. Spider-Man reveals his dark side. When a bad guy does really bad things to Peter Parker and makes him really mad, Spider-Man eventually shows his dark side. In spine-tingling Spider-Man number 4, Spider-Man faces the Jackal, who has subjected him to intense trauma. Fueled by anger and frustration, Spider-Man brutally attacks the Jackal, breaking his jaw. Unlike past instances of him turning dark due to external forces, this time, it's his own rage at play. The Jackal's goal was to break Spider-Man emotionally, and it seems he may have succeeded, leaving Spider-Man haunted by his own violent actions rather than the external horrors he endured.
This is how Immortal Wolverine died. The Immortal hero met his end. A virus made him lose his healing ability forever. Dr. Cornelius from the Weapon X project wanted Wolverine's healing power to restart the project, but he didn't know Wolverine couldn't heal anymore. When he found out, he tried to kill Wolverine with his experiments, but Wolverine beat them easily. Then, Cornelius tried to kill Wolverine by covering him in molten adamantium. But before the metal hardened, Wolverine made sure to take down Cornelius. He fell and died, kneeling in front of the setting sun. Hope you enjoyed the stories in this week's episode. More stories to come next week. Subscribe so you don't miss the episode when it drops.